Hello friends, and not yet friends, welcome back to Mary's Test Kitchen, where we're celebrating Lunar New Year. And this channel being what it is, it just makes sense to make a lucky golden dumpling, Crab Rangoon, made of a crispy fried wonton skin on the outside, filled with cream cheese and, well, not actually usually made with crab. We're gonna take that non-crabness a bit further by making ours completely vegan friendly. Speaking of friendly, this video is brought to you by this comment by Tara H, who turned me on to the idea of using cassava flour as an all-purpose flour alternative after I posted about my recent wheat issues last week. So if you want your helpful comment to be featured in a future video, well, just keep doing what you're doing and be a part of the conversation down in the comments section. Cassava will come in later because for now, we're replacing the crab filling with super firm tofu, aka pressed tofu. It is pressed so densely that you can grate it, like cheese, and that's what we'll do. You can use this plain type or choose some smoked tofu for an extra bump in flavor. When we have about 80 grams, let's go ahead and mix it with vegan mozzarella shreds. To bind this together, we need a few tablespoons of vegan cream cheese. Next, a half teaspoon of vegan chicken broth paste for that salty and savory flavor. And if you are wondering about adding a little taste of the sea, no, we don't really need to do that here. Let's chill this filling and in the meantime make some homemade wonton wrappers from scratch. You can of course use my original wonton wrapper recipe from back in the day or skip the effort and use store-bought wrappers. Just make sure to check the ingredients if you want to keep it vegan. Many brands include egg for some reason. But if you want to try something new, something wheat-free, gluten-free, these cassava-based wrappers are just delightful. They get nice and crisp on the outside, but they also have a bit of this mochi-like chew on the inside once they're fried. Anyways, let's start by boiling some water. Then separately in a bowl, measure out 95 grams of cassava flour. Then add tapioca flour, aka tapioca starch, aka arrowroot powder, 2 tablespoons. These flours don't brown very well, so I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of icing sugar, simply for its browning power. And an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Mix that all together. And then make a little well. Finally, it's time to add 130 milliliters of hot boiling water. Pour it slowly into the little well just so that it can't splash back and burn ya. Right now, the dough is very hot. However, I'm going in anyways. But don't feel like you have to. You can cover this dough and let it rest for 10 minutes or so to cool before you knead it. But let's be real, who has the patience? Not me. Knead it just a minute to distribute all the water throughout. And now the dough should be a little tacky, but not too sticky, and it's warm and smooth. Let's get our work surface ready with a little tapioca flour. Now I'll roll out this dough so it'll become kind of square shape, about 11 to 12 inches on each side. You'll make it quite thin, so be generous with your tapioca flour so it doesn't stick to the table. This dough is a little more delicate than a traditional wheat-based dough, so just be patient with yourself and with the dough. Now I have my almost perfect square, and I will cut 9 even pieces. Dust with a little tapioca flour so they don't stick, and you can stack them. Now we have 9 lovely square wrappers ready to fill. Grab the filling from the fridge and get a little cup of water too. Scoop 1 level tablespoon of filling. You don't need too much filling when it comes to crab rangoon. Unlike most stuffed dumplings, the crispy wrapper is actually the star in my opinion. Dip your finger in water and just lightly moisten the edges. Dry off, then take the 4 corners together and pinch. Now, starting at the base of one corner, we'll seal it up while making sure we're right up against the filling so there are no air pockets. If you trap air in there, they will expand during cooking and explode into your oil, and it'll be a big mess, so take your time. There, we have one beautifully wrapped vegan crab rangoon wonton. Time to fill the rest. Finally, they are ready to fry. So as usual, keep kids and pets away, clear away any hazards, and be very careful, as we always do when using hot oil. Get a nice large pot and fill it with about 3 to 4 inches of oil. You just want it deep enough to submerge the filled dumplings. Then wait for it to get hot. The oil needs to reach 350 degrees Fahrenheit before we start frying. And now that we're here, carefully lower in one wonderful wonton at a time. Don't crowd the pot, which would drop the temperature too much, so you may have to work in batches depending on the size of your frying pot. Cook one side for a minute, and then the other side for another minute. Notice it's barely getting any color. That's okay for now. We're gonna double fry. Transfer to a cooling rack. And if you had more wontons awaiting, now is their time in the sun. In the oil. These pale dumplings just don't look lucky, right? So let's turn them golden by raising the oil temperature to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and frying them one more time. Just be extra careful at these temperatures. 1 minute should do it. Afterwards, you will have 9 lucky golden vegan crab rangoon. Although, come to think of it, 9 isn't that lucky of a number in Chinese, so let's ignore that for today. Don't ignore the fact that the insides are going to be volcanically hot, so I never actually bite into them directly. It's just asking for trouble. Instead, take your time to make a pretty plate and add a side of plum sauce or sweet chili sauce, which is my fave, and break into them to reveal the creamy, cheesy, steamy interior. Have a little dippy dip, and then enjoy. So delicious and very shareable. I hope you can celebrate Lunar New Year with your friends and family in person or virtually, as these times are how they are. But now is a great time to expect good things. Think positively and plan for your best year of the tiger. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe for more delicious plant-based goodness. An extra thank you to all my channel members. You know who you are. Bye for now.